I just learned that the Oculus has the ability to record the headset internally. So we can record, like, basically record and stream everything. There was some problems, though. The audio wasn't syncing up, so I had to redo that, and it wasn't recording my voice. So I had to retrack my voice over all this. But as you can see here, I was just showing off like how good the tracking is on the controller right here. I mean, it's just like really, really precise, like the most precision I've had, far more precise than the CV1. And this is the virtual desktop, which you can see like it's a virtual version of the computer in a 2D space. And then here's just like all the environments in the virtual desktop. So you can jump to large auditoriums or just be on a little computer if you want. Also, just keep in mind that this whole time this is all completely untethered and streaming via Wi-Fi from over the, not over the internet, but just over Wi-Fi in the local area network from my computer that's hardwired into my internet. So the computer's about 20 feet away or so. Yeah, I would say it's about 20 feet from where I was physically at in my bedroom behind a wall. And we're still getting completely smooth performance. All this is being rendered on my computer. I mean, it has to be. I mean, maybe the controllers right here, I think in this window, the controllers are being rendered locally. And the only thing that's being streamed at this point from the computer would be that 2D desktop. Oh yeah, this is a cool room with a useless tablet. some wine. But all these rooms are pretty fun to be in. Typically, I just like to just be in the PC one because it's the best, and just readjusting so the screen's a little further away. Just a nice viewing distance. So yeah, right here it looks like I'm getting. I think, if I understand this right, I'm getting about 90 FPS. In this screen, and the only thing that's streaming is really this 2D screen. And this is, showing me all the games that are on the PC. It's auto-populating the library from both the Steam library and Oculus Quest, the Oculus library, so it combines them both. And so here we go. I'm about to boot up Alyx to show you just how smooth this whole process is. It's just impressive that this is all completely untethered. So, and I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure these white controllers are being locally rendered because they look exactly like the Quest 2 controllers. But then as we jump into the game here, now we're definitely in Steam VR, and Steam VR is showing index controllers. It thinks I have an Oculus Index. It's assuming I have not an index, I'm sorry. It's assuming I have the Oculus Rift S. Those look like Rift S controllers. So now I'm pretty certain from this point on, everything's being 100% rendered from the computer and then streamed to me, to my headset. And look at that. Look how smooth that is. Like, this is a very, very comfortable experience. I'm not feeling dizzy at all. I don't feel like my head's getting frozen or anything. When I move quickly, I don't feel like there's any lag when I'm moving my head. Look at that. Those are AAA graphics right there, and that's just running real time. Don't get me wrong, the games that are just on the Oculus on its own are great. The Quest 2, it's already really good, but I mean, nothing compares to,
Russell,
this game.
I just found a loose syringe of God knows what. Is this medicine?
Does it have a skull and crossbones on it?
I don't see one.
Probably medicine then.
So this is the first time I ever picked that thing up, so I didn't know where to store it. I'm still trying to figure out how to use it. And I didn't read that in my right hand saying that I could just store it in my wrist, so I'm trying to, like, I think inject it in myself at first. stuck in a wall. And then I'm thinking, oh, maybe I can't use it because I have full health right now. And then that's when I finally see that I can store it in my glove, in the wrist pocket. So I'm a little short to the ground because I'm sitting on my bed when I'm playing right in this moment. So it's not getting the height calibrated properly. But I mean, you could go into the settings and reset the height to get it right. Looks like you can open this or something, but guess not. Look at this, like the grabbing mechanism. I mean, it doesn't feel like I'm streaming from a PC at all right now. Like this is just real smooth. Now I'm just like enamored by the detail on those gloves. The equipment in there. I mean, it looks so good on Quest. It just looks super realistic. That super high res screen. I mean, this video recording, it unfortunately kind of records at a really weird aspect ratio. But I mean, it's still cool that it can record directly onto the headset. And then I just had to use a USB-C to USB-A cable to retrieve it from the headset and move it onto my computer using Android file
Do you
mover.
hear that?
What is that? Oh boy.
Yeah, that's the way we gotta go.
No shortcut?
Yeah, that is the shortcut.
I didn't know those things dropped like goodies. So now I'm gonna start going for those. And I completely forget how to reload. Thankfully, this guy's really slow. Figure it out. How do I get that clip out? There we go. New clip. It's so fun. I'm assuming you already beat this game, so you probably know a lot about this game already. But I mean, look at that. I mean, when I'm in the local network, I mean, even the bit rate doesn't look bad.
Just so you
I mean,
know,
like,
the
nothing looks like
ruffles
it's
have a
being
built-in
loaded.
display that shows you resin,
Looks
ammo,
like I'm in the
might
game.
come in handy.
Got it. Thanks.
No goodies on that one, huh? Aiming feels real natural. I have the settings set to 90 FPS. I'm not sure if this is 90 or 72, but it feels pretty smooth. And just the graphics of this bottle is like impressive. The water inside there looks so realistic. Here's my failed attempt at trying to shoot it in the air. Guess we can't open any of these boxes. Trying to examine and interact with this stuff. I don't remember what kind of graphic settings I have on here, but I just have it optimized for my GPU, which is the Asus, what is it? The Asus ROG 1070 Ti with 8 gigs of dedicated memory. Binned memory too is like the advanced card. So I mean, it's certainly enough for pretty high-end VR gaming, but you know, the 3000 series would be really sweet to have. I think that would do even better at, you know, streaming VR, as well as maybe having some ray tracing. Ray tracing VR would be crazy. Yeah, so if anybody's telling you that this Quest 2 is a trash headset, I don't know what they're talking about, because this is pretty incredible to be able to play a game looking this good just sitting in my bed with no tethering whatsoever. Die, disgusting creature. Got a little too close to this one. Oh, it just took one heart. Failed throw. Left-hand throws are not easy. That one felt like that hurt too, which did not seem like I was that close. What are those little things, by the way? I don't even know what they do yet. I've just been grabbing them all. I'm really still at the beginning of this game. Haven't played it a whole lot yet. Kind of want to savor it in pieces because it's such a good looking VR game. Really, really cool. So we're just gonna jump out of this. Again, I had to realign all the audio. It was like really out of time. It seems like every time I went into this menu right here, in the Steam menu, for some reason the Oculus Quest recorder, when it was recording all the screen, goes out of sync with the audio. So thankfully I'm an audio engineer, so I can fix this stuff. But yeah, there was some post work to do, and I was the whole time talking while I was doing this gameplay through, thinking that it would be recording my voice in real time as well, but I don't know. I guess that's not a feature yet, or it seems like they're slowly releasing these features. So I'm going into the lab. Going into a nice one of the OG awesome games. Still runs great. This is running on my M.2, so the load times are so much better than they used to be on my traditional hard drive. And look at this. These graphics are still really great. And look, see how like fine mechanics you still have? Like you still have pretty fine mechanics. You have to move those 3 fingers at once, but even the thumb gives you, depending on the programming, even you can bend your thumb in different ways. I find that to be pretty impressive. Those controllers do a pretty good job at translating your hand position. And here we go, trying to really push to test how well the hand tracking is behind the head. And so for this I stand up off my bed and just walk forward. Which is so funny because before I could never do this with my traditional headset. So that's fully behind my head, tracking pretty well. Looks like it's getting stuck a little bit, but I mean, honestly, I only really need it to be like by my neck to be useful. I mean, I haven't found I find that my ability to aim on this to be just as effective, if not better, than my CV1. As I miss all those balloons. But yeah, I mean, the bow and arrow feels extremely responsive. Doesn't feel like there's any tracking issues whatsoever. I can still aim vertically or aim horizontally. Gotta get that balloon. Not enough lead. All fails. I mean, this is streaming, dude. This is streaming, and it feels great. There's no head. I mean, there's no situation where I can see where I need controllers to track better than this, as far as I can tell. That was the one thing I was concerned about too, not having external tracking sensors on how well bow and arrow would work. Aha, see, look, still got some aim. So you get the idea on this one. Now I'm like totally in the wrong spot of the room. So if you just hold the Oculus home button, it'll reset where you're at. Now we're gonna boot up Skyrim through the mod application runner. And Skyrim shows up like in the Steam store and in the in this menu, but if I boot from there, you don't get any of the mods. So I have to boot it from the mod manager. And surprisingly, booting from this kicks me right back into Steam VR properly. Now, if this was running from the studio, you definitely would see like more pixelated graphics, but since I'm at home within my house, it's looking pretty great. I find that I've been fine opting for the walking mode instead of teleporting. Upgraded the map to have roads on it. Exploring the map in VR is pretty cool. And then here's me attempting to make it daytime. Weather didn't get much better. Way better. Just so much better experience playing this game in VR. And double tapping the menu button on the left controller brings you to 2D mode. There's all the settings proving that I'm in 90 FPS. Well, this is all the settings for the 2D screen. And then streaming, here's the settings for the actual VR. So we're in high, we're in 90 FPS. And then my bitrate's at 95 right now, which I could go a little higher, but you can increase latency the higher the bitrate is. So 95's been pretty good middle ground for low latency. Also, there's the button to turn the controller into a gamepad to control 2D games. And then another double tap on the menu button brings you back into the game. Here's how OP you are with a sword. That's a two-handed sword that I'm using one hand with.
Divine smile on you.
Just dead so quick. My horse Adamus. One slice kill on that guy. Even the woman lived longer than the soldier.
Someone do something.
It's cool that you can do different types of swings though, like you're not just limited to the game programmed swings.
Another corpse for the pile.
So the bow and arrow in Skyrim is a little different. You don't have as much control with your left hand as you do with your right hand. Like my right hand is what I'm using to aim, and the left hand, it's hard to explain, you just have to experience it. It's a programming issue. But it still feels really good, and you can shoot a whole lot faster than you could in the traditional 2D gameplay. This guy takes me out. So there you go. Here's back to the Oculus Quest home screen, just fully in the Quest now. Quest world. That's the gameplay. My right controller is actually about to die, finally, for the first time. The right controller gets a lot more use. And so there's the headset and extended battery. And when I power this headset off, I'll come back an hour or so, and the extended battery will be lower, but the headset will be higher. So the extended battery charges the headset as it's in standby. That's it. So definitely let me know when you get one, because it's pretty awesome.